Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's your brother Mufaso Mujadid Al Hama, and I'm here to speak to you for briefly um, about the situation. Black on black crime. Now, many people, as we do, we talk about the police brutality and white supremacy. However, none of us can deny that we have problems within different hoods, and that there needs to be a solution to the killing of each other in these hoods. I would like to say that there are, people like the black.liberation. They try to do as best as they can, and there's other organizations out there that try to do some towards, black on black crime or close quarter living crime, or things of that nature, whichever way that you want to speak of it as. I'd like to give a few tips, but before I do, what I would like to say is that we know that a lot of the killings that go on in these communities is by undercover police or people who are working with the police. We know that. However, we have to also, when we want independence or what we call black liberation or black power, we also have to be the ones that have self-government in these neighborhoods, in these hoods, right? And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a few tips that, inshallah, people can try to implement. One of the things that is needed is that in each hood, that those in that hood, first you got to have heart. Before I continue, you have to have the heart to actually implement things. You have to have the heart to actually see that your hood is taken care of. That crime doesn't happen in your neighborhood. You don't need the police. They've done worse than anybody in history. So you don't need the police. What we need is self-government. That's what we need. We need every hood, everybody in the hood that does not like the things that they see going on in these hoods, to actually form a security force. And them different security forces, which within them different hoods, they should start connecting together and form a council. Form a council. And right now, we should take a step-by-step self-governance. So the first thing that should be taken care of is murder. The killing of each other. And the killing of each other has many different reasons. Some of us are fighting over crumbs that we can hardly, find. We can hardly get enough money to survive, to live, to eat. And so we kill each other over these crumbs. Some of us, we just trying to live Hollywood, right? We trying to live Hollywood. We want to live that good life. So we trample over somebody else's life because we want to live that good life. We tired of the struggling. We tired of the impoverishment. We tired of being in the rundown neighborhoods where the economics is the lowest. And so we start to kill each other over the little crumbs that the state has thrown out there. Now, actually, responsibility lies on the state to actually fix up these neighborhoods without kicking people out, without doing the facade, without doing facade, meaning doing the corruption or doom, I should say. Instead of fixing it up, we know you can fix it up, because you fix it up, then you kick people out. You rise the prices and kick people out. So we know you can fix it up, and the only time you fix it up is when you want to kick people out. So let's have no illusions that the government is responsible for them hoods being clean, or they looking impoverished, and them schools receiving the funds that they supposed to receive, so that people get educated, you know, get the education that supposedly we need, although we really need our own schools too, with our own curriculum. But that's another subject. So what needs to happen is that in these hoods, different security teams need to be made so that we can ensure we're not, that the people in the hoods are not running through, in each hood killing each other. And you're gonna have to have the heart. You're gonna have to have heat. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to actually make sure you don't need the police. Make sure you have your own security force, and also it would be good to have cooperation with people in the hood on all different levels who are just tired of seeing it. All right. And so if you catch the person who, like, say, mob down the street or walk down the street, shot somebody in the head, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to turn them over to the police. Enough people know, people in the hood know who did what and who. You don't need the police. You got the witnesses. He shoot somebody in the head. Justice is a must. You killed an innocent girl. Justice is a must. Security force snatch you up from our hood. We find out, you know what I'm saying? We take you before the council. If the council is formed, if the council is not formed, then each security in the neighborhood forms its own council till it can stretch out into a wider council. And that person is brung before the council. That person is brung before the deceased family, and the witness are brung. Who saw this man do this? Oh, you saw this man? What'd you see? Right? Family there. Family got a right. What you want done with this man? Here's the options that you got. A life for a life. Blood money. Or, he can work it off. A lot of people ain't going to take that option of working it off. But the thing about it is, the life for life factor is very important to let people know. You can't run around in our hoods just killing our kids. You can't run around in our hoods just killing anybody. That's going to stop, because we need unity within these hoods. Okay? We need the unity so that we can actually successfully, or to the full capability, I should say, combat our enemies. And when you start causing division and disunity within the hoods, you making the hearts of our people hate each other, and making the hearts of our people not want to trust each other more. You're in treason. You're in treason. Why? You shot her or him in the head because he said something. And that's an important factor. We need to get to that too. I have a strong belief that the general principles of what the prophets brung is very important. No backbiting. No talking to people a certain way. Respect. Because when you don't give people that causes dissension. When you don't give people that causes disunity. When you don't give people that causes people to be open up to all type of, devilishment, or all type, just I don't care about you, you don't care about me, pop to the head, stuff like that. So we have to check also the way that we behave with each other, and see with wisdom what is the best way to behave with each other. But definitely, a killing of a kid cannot be gone unpunished. A killing of somebody just walking up and shooting somebody in the head cannot just go unpunished. So basically, we secure our own hood. Each council within each hood, each security within each hood, meet up with each other somewhere. And then when this is done, there's certain rules laid out. There's certain principles that have to be stuck to. Okay? So for a murder, that you automatically once the counsel's brung there and the witnesses are brung there at a location where people will agree to meet at, you snatch him up, you catch that dude or that girl, and you hold street justice. And I don't mean street justice how you usually, do it. But this has a little bit more organization to it. This has the council. This has the family members that are slain there, or the family members whose loved one was lost. And you start holding each other accountable. And you start letting people in the hoods know, listen, if you do this, these are the consequences. We're not playing that. Then the rate of killing will go down. Because, people don't want to lose their life. And some of you that have homies, you may be from certain organizations or hoods or sets or whatever. Hey, don't believe the hype, people. Don't believe the hype. There's many people in different hoods and cliques and sets that's tired of it too. And so they got to hold their homie accountable. Homie, we trying to out here do this, trying to get the people together so we can combat this enemy. And you over here, making people not feel as one. We can't have that. So self-checking. That's another way to say self-governance. Self-checking. You got to check yourself. Because we don't need the police. Now the police, on the other hand, they always want to say, oh, you need us. But then they turn around like abusive husband or even abusive wife. I've seen wives abuse people, girls abuse men. They turn around like abusive and they abuse the person. And then they turn around and tell us, what you gonna do without us? Well, first of all, let me hip you to something. You guys only come at after a crime is done anyway. So you really ain't protected us. You know what I'm saying? There should be principles put out in the hood for us to protect ourselves before a crime is committed, before something is committed. You know what I'm saying? Like the code of respecting each other, the code of how we speak to each other. That has to be written down and agreed upon in the hoods. You know what I'm saying? Tupac had a good idea when he came up with the thug code of how, people should deal with each other. That needs to be, embellished upon more. That needs to be added to, I should say. We can agree to this. Now, I'm not in no la la land and fantasy world thinking that, every person gonna abide by this. But what I'm saying is, you need a social influence within the hood that starts that process from us, from among ourselves, and we push it, and we push it, and we push it, and it's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a struggle. It's not peaches and cream. But whatever else do you got? You already got struggle. You already got problems. You already got killings and murders. So what's to lose? Might as well just have the heart to do this. Form a security squad. Form a security forces in each different hood, and each one of them different hoods from the security squad, they have councils. And you need different types of people with different backgrounds. What I mean different type of peoples, I mean our people who have different type of backgrounds. Some people, they're squares, they go out there and they're counselors. They have certain degrees or something. They know how to organize or orchestrate something. Need them too. And if not, then we just have to gonna do it for scratch. But you know what? It can't get no worser. It can only get better. We at the bottom right now. Might as well sail to the top and establish our own. Now, the police, why does this threaten the police? I'm going to tell you why. Because, see, they say that it's their job. See, this is the catch-22, some of them. When they start seeing you're successful, some of them want to try to pull, hey, you're taking our job. You can't act like you're a police officer. I'm not acting like I'm a police officer. I'm self-governing. That's what you guys supposedly, you guys are tired of the crime supposedly, right? Well, when we start getting rid of the crime ourselves, then what? Then you want to come in and say, well, you can't do this because you're not the police. Well, I am. In my neighborhood, the consensus is we want our own security force. So who are you? We want our own security force. We've been crying out many times that this needs to stop. The killing of each other need to stop. We've been saying that for a long time, and we've had police for a long time. So therefore, police ain't working. Police not working. So out with you, and we need to get in something new. Right? We need to do it ourselves. And we're going to make mistakes along the way. Nothing's perfect. But the fact of the matter is that us standing up for ourselves and us trying to govern ourselves and us trying to actually make a better living where our kids are at, make a better living, where the old people are at, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. So, it's a must. So these security forces, that's one thing. The thing with murder, those are the three options. Those are the three options that you get. Life for a life. Pay the blood money. Blood money means, if the family happens to agree, listen, for the deceased person, this is how much amount of money we require from the person who killed him. And if the person ain't got the money to do that, then we got to figure something out where this person can work for my family. Yeah. A form of indentured servitude for you, taking the life of some of my dear one. You got to work for me for free for X amount of time. What I need for you to do for my family, to help my family. Whatever it may be, that's going to help my family get past this moment. And the life is already gone. So, it's going to be a while, man. I'd say 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, you held working this off. And the thing about it is, if a person did it, because they under drugs, somebody get that person, send them some drug treatment. But that person's going to have to face the internal problems that they're having within their mind and within their heart that's making them turn to drugs. Because if you're not a warrior, you don't face your own diseases, you're going to forever be running and trying to cover it up with something and hide it with something. So that's the first thing. That person got to be right with themselves. But them not being right with themselves has affected the community as a whole. And so they're not right with everybody else. So it's a disease. But that still doesn't mean that person doesn't have to work off of what they did. You know what I'm saying? Because there's lives that's been lost. But this system doesn't need to be, charging us and later on, I'm going to come up with other things like if a person rob you, things of nature, what to do. I'm just saying there's different crimes, but now we're going to focus on the killing. So, hey, if that council get a hold of you, if that security force get a hold of you and you killed a girl and it's determined by our people that you did it on purpose and you did it just because you want to have fun, or just because you were bored, it's off with your head. It's put that head in the street and let everybody know. Listen, you can't be killing each other no more. You can't. It's not an option no more. We're not asking you, don't kill each other no more. We're making it happen. If you go out here and kill people, then our law, our security council, our forces, bring you before the witnesses, bring you before the council, and when the hood court say that you're guilty, then justice is meted out. Okay, and that's what it is to get these killings down. So some of you are gonna say, well, isn't that still killing? Yeah, but it's community killing. The individual who did foul and wrong to the community, because we're a unit. Community is common unity. So yes, it's a killing by the community upon the person, and it's not a killing by the state who don't care about the community. See, when the state kills a person, That's not the community really getting justice. That's the state making money off of the suffering of the person whose family member got killed. The state still benefit. That's not real justice. That's a hustle. So a person have to get paid to implement justice in his community or her community. I see you. We saw you. We get you. We got a hold of you. You in the hood. You gonna be back and forth to the hood. If it's a real hood, a person live there. When I catch you, we catch you. You being brung right away on the phone. Bam. There ain't no ands or buts about it. Bam. Snatch him up. Got him. Okay. Boom. Be there. And people stay there until, boom, the other people get there to the witnesses and everything. And hold justice. So that's on the issue of murder. Black on black, a close proximity killing, I call it. That's basically what needs to happen. We need to form our own security forces, and from them, each one of them security forces have somebody that meets with the other ones, and they form a council, and then start holding court. Nothing's perfect right now, so start holding court. Have the heart to do it. You have the weapons. Some of you even have the organizational capacity or organized capacity to do these things. So do it. Let's do it. Let's stop, asking and demanding and saying, let's stop asking and actually demand it. Let's make it happen. Forget the police. We don't need no police, and we don't need the state. This is our people. This is our community, and it's our responsibility. So, to all of you out there, Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. Black power. Black liberation. Indeed.